I'm Daniel, the truck bed chef, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to cook steak fajitas on the grill. Alright, I got these steaks from Walmart for about 10 bucks, $9.65 to be exact. We're just going to take them out. You don't need many seasonings for this. You're just going to need garlic salt and black pepper, both of which really cheap. Got them both for under 4 bucks, so really cheap at Walmart. I get most of my stuff from Walmart. Alright, so I'm going to spread them out. You want to make sure you cover each and every piece of steak and seasoning. Move them around. You're outside, so you don't really got to worry about the mess. You can just hose down your car later. Tons of hosing stations out there. Want to make sure it's really seasoned. Kind of rub it into the meat a little. Remember, this steak that we got, it is sirloin tip thin, so it is going to cook really fast. Well, not super fast. I mean, we are on a cold grill, but it's going to cook fast enough that you got to watch it constantly. I would check it every 2 minutes or so. That way it's just doesn't burn. You want you're probably not going to get a perfect char, or at least I don't know how to. Don't forget to wash your hands so you don't cross-contaminate. I rinse my hands.
He's pink. It looks white. Thank you.
Alright, so next step, we're going to put our steak on the grill. Don't forget not to cross-contaminate. Wash your stuff. I got this nice Zephyrhills gallon of water that I'm using to clean as I go. It has a nice dispenser at the bottom. Just gravity does all the work. Don't gotta worry about nothing. Also, when you're cooking outside, keep one of the plastic bags as a trash can. Just a little tip so you don't have to go out and buy trash bags and stuff. Just take the free bags. At Walmart, they're free at least. Some other places that are more eco-friendly, they're not. This little Dawn dish soap was about, I used it for my hands too. If it's good enough for ducks, it's good enough for my hands. It lets, it's only like $2-3 bucks, so it ain't that bad. Alright, so let's prepare our vegetables next. Alright, so I got some tomatoes. I'm just going to put those on raw so we don't have to worry about those now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to char these peppers. Jalapeños and red bell peppers. Onions, I'm going to put in, after I char these, I'm going to put these in the cast iron skillet with the onions and this. And we're just going to go from there. Alright, so before putting them on the grill, I'm just gonna cut them in half. Really don't want to cut it in little pieces yet. I'm gonna cut in the strips before I put it in the cast iron. But just to get that smokiness in it, we're just gonna cut it in half. We're gonna do the same thing for the jalapenos. To be honest, you can leave the jalapenos uncooked if you really want to. Just you're gonna have to blend them up a little, maybe. Add them as you like your spiciness. I personally love spiciness, so just add to your own risk, pretty much. These are Walmart bought, so they're probably not the spiciest jalapenos to exist, but they're good enough. We're just gonna clean up a little. Alright, so right now we're just gonna cook our steak in the strips. I prefer longwise just because it works better with the tortilla. Now we're just gonna let these grill a little bit, get some of that smoky flavor in it, get a little bit burnt, and then we're gonna put it on the taco. Alright, so you're gonna want to cut. You've probably seen this on YouTube where they do the fancy cutting and stuff. They just cut it almost to all the end. I'm just gonna do that. To be honest, it just makes it a little bit easier, so that you can cut it and you can dice it really nice. You don't have to go fast. We're not professionals here. We're home chefs, truck chefs. I'm a truck bed chef. This is done in my thing, not in a food truck. I'm not. This is just to eat. So you don't gotta make it fancy. They don't have to be perfect cuts. Just cut it up into small pieces as much as you can. Don't worry about the style. Just make sure they're small enough. Like this is good. You don't have to be a pro chef to cook onions. Cut onions, not okay. You can cross-contaminate vegetables. You don't gotta worry about that. Alright, so now we're going to take our grilled vegetables off the grill. They got a little bit of a char on there, which is perfect. There, we're going to chop it up. Alright, for this next part, we're not going to really need that top. I bought these heat resistant gloves for about $3. I suggest you do the same. It just makes dealing with the grill a lot easier. We're done with it, so you can just throw it on the ground if you don't want it melting plastic. You can just put your skillet right onto that fire. And before we chop these up, I'm just gonna throw all this stuff in the then we're gonna put our grilled vegetables. For this grilled vegetables, I prefer to use the bigger knife that we used for the steak, just because it'll make it easier to deal with rather than waiting and using the small one, just so that you don't burn your hands. Put a little bit of vegetable oil with your vegetables. Just make it easier. Cast irons don't really stick, but you can never be too careful. We're not really gonna have to cook our veggies here. The grill already did that for us, so we're just gonna chop them into little pieces. These are vegetables, so they're biodegradable, you could call. So you can just throw the tips off. For the red bell peppers, don't do what I just did. I cut it like I did the other ones. I'd recommend just cutting it vertically. It looks better that way, and you can get more of the bell pepper. You don't have to cook the onions for long, to be honest. Onions and just because either way, it's just gonna go to the thing. And some people prefer it just straight up raw onions on the taco. Some people like cooked. So I'm just gonna cook it a little bit, get it a little bit softer. I think it's better for tacos. You can do whatever works for you. Alrighty, that's enough cooking for the vegetables for me. We're gonna throw this rack back on here, let it heat up a bit. I'm just gonna throw my tortillas on the grill, and we're just gonna let them char a little bit. Then we're gonna put together our fajita. I mean, to be honest, fajitas are just grilled tacos. Can we all agree on that? They're just grilled tacos. They're the same. I mean, I know technically they're different. That's why they serve them different prices at different restaurants. But like, I think we can all agree that they're just grilled tacos. They to be honest, let's just agree on that, please. They're just grilled tacos. Really good smoky flavored tacos, but tacos nonetheless. I don't really have a plate, so yeah, I have a lot of things, but I don't think I have a plate. Yeah, that's fine. We can just we can just eat it by hand, to be honest. We're outside. Let's not illusion ourselves. We're outside. We're in the open. We can just just gonna flip these really quick. I think that we're done. Throw these on here. Now, this next part's really up to you. Put your, grab your tortilla. Put your steak right there. Throw on some of these peppers. Take a couple of these jalapeños. Some of these onions. And a tomato. And there we go. There you have it. Taco. Just as good as the restaurants. Not really.